Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hailka empath, and I just like doing these little talks on how I feel about things. And what's this? Error. You are live. Elapsed time 7 minutes. So there's 7 minutes between what I'm saying now at 2:47 and 53 seconds and when I get to say it into the world. Time lapse. Time ain't real, man. Time is such a trip, man. You want to try time travel? Freaking try not having like that, a dessert that you haven't had since you were a kid, and your grandpa used to make this dump cake, and then you're like, you stop into a random truck stop and they have dump cake. Oh, let me get a bite of that. I'll have some of that, You're a little kid again. You take a bite of that. It takes you right back in time. You're right there again, A lot of the stuff that I believe to be real and true it's a little too much for other people. I was thinking about discernment a lot. I just got butterflies before I started doing this video, and I haven't had butterflies in a while. I was just like, oh, I'm nervous about something. It's my intuition. Anyway, it's like retreat season, figuratively, literally, It's like this Pisces, man, this Pisces moon has freaking whomping my ass. I'm getting my ass whomped. I feel like I'm like, like I'm doing everyday normal stuff, but I'm doing it through like the density of molasses. It's like everything is just that much more of an effort to process, and everything's just like, what? Mom's not even getting out of bed today. She has a headache, and I offer her whatever she wants, whatever I can do to alleviate it. And I know I can't. She doesn't like pills. And I offer, and I don't like pills, so I don't blame her, So she's not getting out of bed today, and just Pisces in her north node, and just went and got her some food. She doesn't have an appetite, and I don't either, So it's like, I hated when I was a little girl. She used to make me I run hot. I'm an Aries sun. Well, in Western, I'm an Aries sun, Scorpio moon, and Cancer rising. I'm not your typical Aries. I am fiery, but I am way more compassionate and lovey than fluid than a lot of Aries. But I do get a temper nonetheless. And then in Eastern, I'm Pisces sun, Scorpio moon still, and Gemini rising. So these placements are just, for me physically, I'm pretty depleted. I'm gonna go ahead and close the window because there's gonna be some outside noise, and I don't really want to bring it into my world. So we're just gonna take a minute to minimize any frustration. So I was talking about retreat season. When I lived out in the Midwest, it says because people are like posting, their retreats. I got to go on. That's why I'm like, you can have a retreat anyway. And a little bit of what I want to talk about is my latitude and longitude theory, plus or minus 2. You see, freaking all this Sedona stuff, I dare say I never want to do any kind of conference in Sedona. I really don't. And I don't need to. You know why? Because people go there because of the vibrational frequency of it. And I was looking it up just out of Gee Whiz today, because that's what I do. I got a lot of time to look things up out of Gee Whiz. And Sedona latitude and longitude is 34.86 north, 111 west. Okay? Now, I was born in a little town close to LA, so I say technically I'm an LA called San Bernardino, and the latitude and longitude there is 34.10 north. So that fits into my plus or minus 2 rule. And it's the same vibration. We're on the same freaking part of the freaking global grid, We're on the same frequency. That's why I call the same freak tribe. You'll find that people you come across, you may not have grown up in the same town or city, but I mean, there's people that I come into alignment to. I look up where they live, and they live in the same latitude or in the same latitude of where I've lived, but just on the other side of the country. It's freaking, try it. It's verifiable. I mean, there's too many comparisons not to make. I look at patterns. I just see patterns, Some of us have that kind of mind that, that's why I was like, it's not because I want to, it's just because of my conditioning, of how I was, raised as a kid. Mom had oftentimes scary behaviors, we call them episodes, and so there would be certain behaviors that she would do that we would indicate that we're about to have an episode, and that would be anything from her. She never drank coffee, but if she started drinking Sanka, then start picturing what you want to put in the bag, because your go bag, because that's what's gonna happen. That's how we moved from southern to northern California. She picked us up from school and we just started driving, and then 8 hours later we live here. So anyway, the latitude and longitude plus or minus 2. So I was just thinking that how interesting that is that San Bernardino is within 2 degrees plus or minus is the same latitude as Sedona, and people are attracted to these places. Yeah, there's these monuments and, cool configurations and stuff like that, but shoot, man. It is so weird how much it's what energy I put forth through all of humanity as far as my intentions are concerned and things like that. But being around puddles of people is enough to freaking make my eye freaking twitch, So I would love to go to Sedona. I've never been. I did get to do a whitewater rafting trip down the Colorado. So I've seen the earth, the geography that's similar, and I've been up in I've driven through Cheyenne, Wyoming, and the geography's similar, and the soil's similar, rich in iron, and so I haven't been there per se, but I mean, every street has a main street, right? I've been places close, and I would like to go one day. I just don't want to do it in peak spiritual season, because the fakes, man. I'll just be like, fake, 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 and that ain't cool. So it's easier to stay out of a problem than get out of one, so I just don't go. I don't like to go play to places in peak seasons, I'm always the one that likes to get at the party early and maybe help set up, and then be there in the beginning, and then freaking bail out before things get nuts. Yeah, because the prime parking is before everyone gets there too. It's all strategy, man. It's all strategy. So latitude, longitude, plus or minus 2. Oh, I got to, a lot of this uncovering of this final stuff is I had a healing process, I guess, for lack of a better term. I don't know. It freaking hasn't happened for a while. So I was watching a deal about I could cry, but it's, what is it, cathartic? Is that what it is? It's a good cry, and everybody could cry. Well, not everybody. Everybody should cry, because that's where all the freaking, because it's like water, you have all these bad feelings that are tied in the water. How else are you going to release? Get out, get the negative vibrations out, It's not always bad, it's never bad. It's always good. Anyway, so, it's called parent mirroring? Is that what it was called? I had to look it up again this morning. Tucker in a snore. And it was an experiment that a doctor, and that freaking, it was like a 2-minute video, but that freaking hit me so hard, And that's because that's what happened. That's how I got to learn to self-soothe, but I didn't, it took me a long way to get there. Let me tell you, I tried to use things like alcohol and drugs, whatever would take the heightened emotions off. And, faster through it all that, 45 years later, come to find out the only thing that really does it is, like, meditation and prayer, Prayer is, like, I don't know about prayer. When I was a little girl, I used to, like, pray obsessively. So I try to do things try to stay away from any kind of obsessive behavior, because I'm with my placements. I mean, I don't. My too much is a way more than too much. Never violent, not any of that variety. No, I believe that you don't take people's essence, their power, their contribute. You don't get to take it if people are offering it. That's one thing. But when people like to, when I look at essence, it's like kind of like the dark crystal, and that's coming back around too. But it's just like when somebody is encompassed in all their goodness, and somebody just has to come in and rain on a parade. It's as simple and basic as that, And and I've done it, and I can still do it if I'm not careful to practice. If I feel like I have justifiable anger, have to be real careful about that. Because it's all that stuff that I used to get my feelings hurt, I'm going to go drink a fifth and a half of vodka, or not vodka, I never liked vodka, why did I say vodka, I was a whiskey girl, Jack Daniels, room pincher, neat, yeah, so, I hear Selena Gomez's song, drinking whiskey neat, yeah, so anyway, see, it's all this scattered freaking energy, man. I'm just going to talk in circles, and I don't even care, because usually it ties around in the end. Because I started talking about the retreat season, and Pisces is literally the retreat season, and then figuratively, a lot of women I know in the fall go on these treats in the Midwest, and I used to go on these retreats with them, and I was like, why can't we carry this blissness, or why can't I carry this blissness with me all year round? Why is it, people go on these retreats, and they're in this pink cloud, this just a blissness, just spiritually in attune alignment, you get back to regular life, and then life pops up, some kind of, you go back to work, you have your routine, and some life pops up. Oh, it kind of puts a damper on your pink cloud. It gets a little bit smaller, and then soon, before you know it, it's like you're standing on a little puff of pink cloud, and you got nothing left, because people are relying on what they did, 3 months ago at a spiritual retreat, and then they get back into their patterns, That's what we all do, and then we're reminded something happens that we need to be in gratitude, or something happens that we need to use our discernment, or something happens that we need to go within or go without, and all of this is also forecasted in our astrology, and it's just, I'm never going to understand how accurate it, understand how people don't get how accurate it is for so many people. I've never met somebody that was completely contrary to their chart, that completely rose above their chart. It's some days I'm trying to, because there's placements that I'm like, no, I don't want to accept that. No, that's what it says in my chart, but my spirit desires for something different, and I believe that a lot of people are waking up to that right now. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. They're going from internment to discernment. Yeah. That's what I was going to name this, is from internment to discernment. And internment means, I had to look it up to be clear, because I thought it was the state of being confined as a prisoner, especially for political or military reasons. And you don't necessarily need to have done anything wrong to be in, one of these internment camps that have existed, on the here. Everybody likes freaking, what's that? What's his name? I can't. I'm not supposed to talk about it. Anyway, how long am I going? Maybe I should be done. We were just getting whomped, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna do a live, I'm gonna do it now. See, and that's the thing is freaking, when we got up today, this hasn't, I don't even know if this has happened, so maybe this is one of those, we're jumping on a new timeline, and because Benny got up this morning at like 2:30 or 3 and wanted out, so we went out, and I was like, or the dogs wanted out, and when the rest of the 3 went out, I gave Benny a half a cup of food, and then we went back to bed, and the other dogs didn't know it. And so I woke up again, and it was like 10:30, and I was like, I jump up, or after I come up, because my spirit, when I sleep, it's just traveling in other dimensions. All of our spirits do it, you know, so it takes me a few minutes for it to anchor back in. So I got this so I don't go too far out there. And no, it's for Robin Williams. It's memorandum mostly, but it has its bonuses anyway. So I get up and I make sure Mom wasn't just hanging out in the living room, and she was in bed still, and she's been in bed all day with a headache, and so we'll give her until she'll give her all the time. It's hard to watch, you know, because you want your loved ones to feel better, and it's what do you do? Just know that, you know, tomorrow's different, you know. Some days you just gotta live as a stepping stone to get to the next day. So, but where am I at time? I have no idea where I'm at time. There are 3 people watching though, so that's cool. That's cool. Lapse time 24 minutes. And I wonder what elapsed time means, because when it started, it was elapsed time was 7 minutes. So I thought the elapsed time was like the difference between what I was saying and then when it's going to be broadcast. But oh, they're programmers. They drive me crazy. So latitude, longitude, plus or minus 2. I just thought that was really cool, because I was like, what's the big draw on Sedona? And see, another big draw, another freaking highly magical, energetic place is Mount Shasta, and that's where I broke my first chakra. I broke my tailbone. Freaking couldn't sit down straight for 6 months. The coxal, C-O-X-Y-L. Anyway, my tailbone, the little cartilage, yeah, broke it. It was. Then every time you hit it just right, you're reminded of that, you know. It was like we went snowboarding, and it was off the lift, Mount Shasta, and it was already ice. I slipped on the snowboard, went crack right off the freaking lift, and that was my experience at snowboarding in Mount Shasta. I was like 20-something years ago. I was like 21. Early 20s. Yep. Anyway, a lot of life lived since then. I've opened and balanced the rest of my chakras since then. Learned a lot about all of them. I don't know. I think that's about all I got. So, I hope you enjoy your Sunday. And, yeah, hope you all have a rad evening. Peace. Stop streaming. Do you want to stop the stream? Yes.